And Crops, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Doing well, Art.
Good, good. You ready for episode one?
I'm ready.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Today is episode one of a new retirement channel called Art of Retirement. If you jumped into this channel thinking that you're going to get a lesson in how to create works of art, like real art to hang on the wall or sit on your desk, whatever, that is not going to happen. This is not a site about art per se. This is a site about art of retirement, and that's a totally different kettle of fish. I'm Art, and I've been retired for 5 years. Retired. You hear a lot of statistics about people retiring before they had planned. Well, I'm one of those statistics. My situation was when COVID came along, I had been contemplating retiring, so I saw a window of opportunity to jump on a package that was being offered for people to leave, as well as take advantage of unemployment opportunities. So I retired probably about 2 years earlier than I had anticipated. But again, with the severance package, and it wasn't exactly a golden parachute. It was more of a bronze or perhaps an aluminum parachute, but it was enough. So I went ahead and took advantage of that situation. And that was, again, 5 years ago, the beginning of the COVID mess. And here I sit today. How about you, Croft? What's your story?
Well, I know that aluminum is not a bad investment after all.
Exactly.
Well, I retired in 2018 at the age of 67, and I continued working, though, through after I retired at the end of 2018, continued working through the middle of 2019. And because I was 67 years old, I was able to draw full Social Security and receive a full check as well with no penalty. So that was one of the attractive things to me, was to be able to go ahead and continue to work for half a year and be on full benefits as well. The opportunity came because I had reached retirement numbers. I had retired previously from a school system in North Carolina. After 30 years, I was able to retire with full benefits there. But then I moved and worked another 11 years and became vested in that retirement system as well. So then when I retired, I was able to actually draw two retirements. And the reason I retired after 44 years in the education business is because I was just running out of energy. The opportunity to spend more time at home, more time with church, and then not have to use quite as much energy was appealing to me. I also went ahead and coached tennis for another year with the school system after retirement as well. So that's my story.
You say you were low on energy, and yet you continued to coach tennis.
But that's a whole different style of teaching, and it doesn't last all day long.
Right, right. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Hey, for those who are listening to this, obviously neither myself nor Croft are certified financial planners. I was in IT, spent 40 years in information technology in various roles. So I am definitely not a certified financial planner. Croft, who spent his career in education, is also not a certified financial planner. So any advice we might dole out here is just based upon our individual experiences, and you should just take it as that. We don't know your individual situations, and you should not consider anything we say. I'm not sure I even consider it good advice when I'm taking my own advice. So buyer beware on this one. So yeah, exactly. So why did I start this channel? All right. A couple of reasons why I wanted to start this channel. The first one was, I'm not sure, Croft, if you were like this or not, but as I began thinking about retirement, which I really did not have a plan, I had a basic philosophy
Mm-hmm.
about how I lived my life in a financial way, but I didn't necessarily have a plan per se. So when started to think about retirement, I went out to good old YouTube, the wealth of information that's out there, and began watching lots and lots and lots of retirement videos. And a lot of them seemed to be focused towards higher income kind of people. There was a lot of detail about large IRAs, 401ks, things of that nature. There was a lot of them spoke to, I guess what do they say? They say about 3% of retirees have a portfolio of $1 million or more, something like that. Well, I was not a part of that 3%. So a lot of those videos just sort of went right past me in the complexity that they presented. So I thought, well, it can be a lot simpler. Retirement can be a lot simpler, a lot easier than what I was seeing out on some of these videos. So I thought, well, that might be interesting to start something that spoke to the rest of the 97% of us.
Right.
The other right, exactly thing is, I'm somewhat of a contrarian, meaning if someone tells me I need to pull 4% per year from my portfolio, I'm gonna say, why? And I'm going to ask questions like that. Is there another way? Is there a less complicated way? And I have some ideas about that. I've implemented those in my portfolio and the way I've um, managed my finances. And we'll see that in future episodes as we talk about some things.
So
I guess I already talked about a little bit.
you're a contrarian. I didn't know where you went to church.
So that's right. I'm a registered contrarian. Well, my role in information technology, I oftentimes was given situations about how to solve certain problems or how to improve certain processes. And uh, our initial response always, well, what if we did it the opposite way they're doing now? So I spent a career looking for oddities and unusual ways to do things, unusual solutions. So
Nice.
the other thing is, I'm a proponent of the concept of the keep it simple the retirement system, which is keep it simple senior.
Oh,
So I'm a big proponent of that, and wanted to put some information out there along those lines. And then the final thing I kind of wrote down is, just when I initially retired, my wife and I did a lot of travel domestically, internationally, and we've kind of reached the end of the bucket list on that. And now I'm looking for something else to scratch my creative itch.
mm.
So we so I thought, well, this seems like a nice opportunity to do both, put out information about my retirement story, and then just learn new things about how to put a YouTube channel out there.
But when you asked me, would I be interested in partnering up with you on this? You know that I'm the kind of guy who is attracted to a train wreck, and so I thought, well, not only can I watch a train wreck, I can be on board when it actually happens.
Actually, be on board.
Yeah. So here I am. All right.
Exactly. Specifically. So being an IT person, that's a fairly introverted sort of career path. You don't really necessarily talk to a lot of people about a lot of things. For me, I thought, well, if I pulled old Croft in, he is an educator who made his living just talking to people, and I thought, well, he can always fill in the gaps when my microphone goes silent. So why call this channel Art of Retirement? There's a couple of different things I thought about. I thought maybe about kids retirement or something along those lines, but the idea of art of retirement came along because of the uniqueness of each individual's retirement experience. Sometimes we don't appreciate that. It's not even the uniqueness between individuals and even the uniqueness within that individual's retirement experience. And so I really wanted to kind of create an environment where we talk about that uniqueness. It's like, okay, so if I start out pulling my portfolio at 4%, and uh, I do that for a year or two, and then I don't have to do that forever. So like I can say, well, let's tweak it a little bit. Let's do this. Let's go to 5%. Let's go to this. Let's go to that. So the uniqueness of each individual, the uniqueness of through the time period of their retirement just sort of drew me to the title Art of Retirement. And they always say art, I guess no, maybe beauty is in the eye of the beholder. One person's piece of art might cause a gag reflex for another individual. So on this channel, we're going to be talking about finances, and we talked about that a little bit already. Relationships. Do you think finances are tough to negotiate during retirement? How about relationships? When husband and wives have been working on their own things for years and years, and now all of a sudden we're sitting in the same room looking at each other saying, what are we going to do next? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and I totally agree. There's a whole change in the dynamic of the relationship, and I've been made aware of that since I retired.
Yeah, there are some challenges, and we'll get into that. We'll have some episodes where we talk about relationships. I'm a big traveler. I like to go places. My wife is not a big traveler, so that it requires some negotiating regarding that particular topic.
But Art, it's,
Healthcare. Go ahead.
well, it's sort of like that. This whole art of retirement picture is sort of like watching a Bob Ross episode of him teaching you how to paint a nice pastoral scene. And so I think we're just going to give people the tools, hopefully, and let them fill in as many happy little trees as they desire.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about health as well during this. Somewhere I've heard somewhere, and maybe multiple times, you can have a million problems until you have a health issue come up, and then you only have one problem.
Yeah.
And so that's how important the health aspect of this phase of life, I guess. And we'll also do one day in the life of episodes. In other words, what are you finding? What are you finding in retirement? What are your challenges? If you all want to comment on this, drop down in the comment section. What are some of the challenges that you're having during your retirement? Maybe filling the days. Are your days boring, or are you struggling in some way? And if so, maybe what you did to fix that. Anyway, we've let me look at my notes here. So obviously, this is our first episode. So we obviously have no sponsors at this point. We have not been monetized. There's a window of opportunity here for any sponsors who want to jump on board with us.
Anyone.
So
not dropping.
So anyone, not mentioning any names in particular, anybody who might want to sponsor, certainly be an opportunity to do that.
Yes.
All 2 subscribers, right? Oh, you and me, all 2 subscribers. So please. Oh, speaking of subscribers, we're looking for that magic 1,000 number, which allows us to get monetized, which means we actually might profit in some way from this train wreck, which Croft mentioned. So please subscribe. Please like the video if you find value in it. Certainly, please comment, knowing that if you subscribe, you can always unsubscribe. Subscribe is not a permanent thing. You can unsubscribe. So next episode, we have a couple of options for topics for the next episode. One is what caused us to make the leap into retirement. We touched on that a little bit, but we'll go into the top 10 reasons that people retire and how that our stories fit into that as one option. Another option is the one thing regarding retirement finances. The one thing. I feel like for myself, I have a worry-free sort of retirement situation financially set up. Yeah. You can never have enough, obviously, but anyway, we'll move on from that topic. So anyway, let us know if there's any other topics that you would like us to banter about going forward. And as always, remember that free advice is worth every penny you pay for it.
All right. Well, live long and prosper.
Very good. Thanks, Croft.
Appreciate it. See you next time.
All right. Sounds good.